You were told that Western civilization began with the ancient Greeks. You were taught that thinkers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle were the fathers of philosophy. You were told that Greek architecture, like the Parthenon, was the best the ancient world ever produced. And you were told that the recording of history started with Herodotus. You were told the earliest recorded mention of the lost continent of Atlantis came from the dialogues of Plato in 360 BCE. You were told that it was a myth meant to warn us of the damage hubris can cause. But over the last few centuries, great archaeological discoveries have told a different story. The ancient Sumerian tablets and the Emerald Tablets of Thoth tell us of a race of beings who came down from the heavens and used advanced technology to shape human civilizations. They told the story of a powerful empire devastated by a great flood, a narrative that, to viewers of this channel, sounds all too familiar. These discoveries reveal what the initiates of secret societies have known for millennia. The lost continent of Atlantis was actually the kingdom of the Anunnaki, a megalopolis where humans and their alien ancestors lived side by side, an empire built by advanced alien technology, designed to harness the energies of Earth to serve the purposes of Enki, the firstborn of Anu. It was the grandest city this world has ever seen, full of architectural wonders that to modern man seemed impossible. But it was also a necropolis full of darkness and sinful acts. By the end of this video, you will see why the Anunnaki built Atlantis. You will know how it was destroyed, and you will know how the legacy of this lost empire lives on today in our modern cities. But before we can explore the great city hidden at the bottom of the ocean, we must first understand its architects who came from the skies. 445,000 years ago, beings known as the Anunnaki came from another world to Earth in search of gold. When they discovered a primitive race of upright walking apes, they genetically engineered them into a race of obedient laborers. That race of laborers was us. The Anunnaki's greed, lust, and arrogance drove them to procreate with human women, creating a race of violent giants, referred to in the Bible as the Nephilim. To battle the Nephilim, the Anunnaki taught the human race the art of metallurgy and magic. The passing of forbidden knowledge to humans divided the Anunnaki overlords and led to a civil war. This conflict sparked a nuclear war and a catastrophic deluge that almost wiped out all life on Earth. The destruction of these pre-Diluvian civilizations meant most of the records of the Anunnaki and the creation of humankind were lost. What little we know has been pieced together from fragments of ancient texts, the Bible, and archaeological discoveries across the last few centuries. It's time for the truth to be revealed. This is the story of the Anunnaki. This video is part of an ongoing series exploring the origins of the human race, the history of the Anunnaki, and the destiny of planet Earth. If you've missed the other installments, check the links in the description below. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. After the Anunnaki engineered the human race to serve as their laborers on Earth, they began to transform this planet into their home away from home. The 200 Anunnaki who came with Enlil and Enki planted seeds from their homeworld and constructed great temples and monuments, with the humans doing all the heavy labor. They taught the humans basic agricultural skills and grew a supply of nutritious food to feed them. They built medical facilities to care for the injured and sick, using powerful Anunnaki medicine to expedite healing. Soon, the Anunnaki began to bear offspring with human women. Even though Enlil was opposed to this, he didn't punish the Anunnaki who took humans as wives. Enlil believed the engineering of the human race was an affront to the creator of all. And he knew that once the Anunnaki High Council and his father discovered what had transpired on Earth, the guilty Anunnaki would be put to death. Enlil saw the children born to the human wives of the Anunnaki and knew they would never be accepted as true Anunnaki. These new children of Earth were all born with strange characteristics never before seen on Nibiru. The newborns differed from the Anunnaki in skin color, hair color, and body structure. They were shorter and smaller than the average Anunnaki. They were weaker and quicker to tire than their Anunnaki fathers. However, there were some of this new breed who stood out. Some of the new Earthlings kept traces of the Anunnaki's most prominent features, though their skin tone ranged from very pale, almost silvery, to dark black. It was unmistakably Anunnaki. Their hair was black or silver. They stood 2 or 3 feet taller than the other humans and were capable of carrying much more weight on their backs. Enki took notice of these human anomalies, but did nothing until he knew Enlil couldn't interfere. After some time had passed, Enlil and his 10 servants boarded his spacecraft and left Earth to establish way stations on Mars and the Moon. This is when Enki revealed his intent to the others. Enki explained how some of the newborn Earthlings had inherited a gene unique to Anunnaki DNA. This gene is what allows the Anunnaki to control their incredible power. The power is known as Grill in the ancient tablets. Grill allows the Anunnaki to harness the powers of electricity and magnetism and use them as a source for their own vitality. This is why the Anunnaki never tire. It is also the secret behind their state of apparent immortality. Enki established a strict social order. The pure-blood humans would be the lowest class, subject to the toughest labor, and given the least amount of comforts. The Anunnaki human hybrids without the Grill gene would be shepherds, hunters, and artisans. The Anunnaki human hybrids with the Grill gene were the chosen people. They were to be apprentices of Enki, helping him with his work and learning all the wisdom he had to share. Hundreds of years passed. The Anunnaki and the Earthlings continued to multiply. Enki and his chosen people explored planet Earth, seeking to understand and master the laws of nature particular to it. Enki saw the rest of the population growing more wicked and base. He saw his Anunnaki brethren losing touch with their roots and behaving more and more like Earth creatures, full of appetites and violent tendencies. Enki took his chosen people, now numbering 600, onto a massive aircraft, described in the ancient Sumerian tablets as a winged chariot. In this chariot, they traveled over land and sea until they reached a large island, resting in the middle of what we today call the Atlantic Ocean. There, Enki and the chosen Anunnaki began their great work. First, they built a great temple. It was to be an institution dedicated to the study of the natural world and the acquisition of knowledge. This institution was a beacon of intellectual pursuits and the passing on of wisdom. From this temple, Anunnaki would travel in metal ships across the seas to collect plants, precious stones, and animal specimens from all over the globe. These Anunnaki missionaries would bring back their discoveries to be studied and catalogued. Under Enki's watchful eye, the strongest and most intelligent Anunnaki human hybrids began to unravel the mysteries of planet Earth. They used the knowledge they found to realize even more miraculous inventions. Soon they created the most magnificent empire this world has ever seen. But Enki knew how so much knowledge could easily corrupt the hearts and minds of his young pupils. To prevent a moral decline, Enki established daily rituals of prayers and acts of service. Every member of this institution had to express gratitude and seek divine guidance before undertaking any task. And as the rest of the world fell into violence and chaos, the students of Enki continued to build. 100 years passed, seemingly like days to the elder Anunnaki, and the skies of Earth lit up with the descent of a fleet of Anunnaki spacecraft. Having received word from Enlil about the discovery of gold and the defilement of the Earthlings by Enki, King Anu ordered that both Enki's and Enlil's clans be sent to Earth. After landing, Enlil informed Ninki, Enki's wife, and their son Marduk of Enki's whereabouts. Enlil led them and his clan to Enki's new city, a golden kingdom emerging out of the ocean. The Anunnaki marveled at the sight of it. Nothing like it had ever been seen on Nibiru. The center of the magnificent city was a tower, called in the tablets, the house which like a mountain is. It was the tallest tower ever constructed, made entirely out of gold with a glorious pillar of light burning from the top of it. And this was just the beginning of the wonders Enlil and Enki's family would find. They saw more towers, made for watching the stars. They saw great lakes and pools of crystal blue water. These pools housed every kind of fish and sea life on Earth. Some pools were used for turning salt water into fresh water, and others turned water into vapor used to power machines. In the center of these pools stood a great fountain, flowing with what the tablets called the water of paradise, noted for its healing benefits and life-prolonging powers. They saw great manors the size of the Roman Colosseum, in which the Anunnaki could recreate extreme weather conditions like hurricanes and tornadoes. They saw splendid orchards and gardens growing every beautiful plant and flower. They saw great fields where the students of the institute could study all the beasts of the earth. They saw a metropolis full of brew houses, dispensaries, and artisans crafting the finest silk, linens, and glassware. They heard beautiful, harmonious music echoing through the air. The air itself seemed to be music, and at the center of it all sat Enki, the father of humanity, upon a crystal throne. Enki mastered all of the arts and sciences that serve as the foundation for our modern world. From the shores of this great city of Atlantis, Enki sent scouts to all corners of the earth to spread these arts and disciplines. The emissaries from Atlantis established the first holy temples in Europe, Asia, Africa, the Americas, and every part of the globe. In Atlantis, human civilization was created and perfected. So how did the greatest kingdom ever built become lost? How did the very knowledge of its location become secret? What world-breaking event sent this glorious empire to a watery grave at the bottom of the ocean? It all began with the greatest deceiver of all time, the puppet master behind the war that broke the ancient world, none other than Enki's own son, Marduk, the father of Babylon. We'll explore that and more next time. Please leave any theories or insights you have in the comments below and share what you'd like me to explore in future videos. Until then, keep your eyes and mind open. Thanks for watching. Because the powers that be want to suppress free thinkers at all costs, they will censor me for exposing the systems of manipulation at work. If you want to stay informed and learn the secret knowledge of all ages, please subscribe to my free weekly newsletter. That way we can keep in touch even if they try to deplatform me. Thanks again.